Welcome to This Is the Day with Drew Crisp.
Welcome to This Is the Day with Bo Chansey.
I don't know why. I think what's going on, there's a lot of audiobook Harry Potter going on at my house right now. And the guy always talks like this, and Harry then tamba. And so I just, maybe that's...
You might want to get one in English. That might help the experience be a little better, unless you speak whatever gibberish that was.
So my son does not appreciate what I'm like. Then Lachlan went and got an Eggo waffle and put it in the toaster oven. He doesn't like it. He's like, leave me alone.
How does Kaylee feel about this?
She does not like it either. No.
And Kaylee is brushing her teeth.
Kaylee is looking at her husband, wishing he would stop making this noise.
It's almost like a weird newscaster vibe. Today on
Weird News.
Weird News.
Weird
That'd be
News.
Fun. I'd do the Weird News.
Weird News.
Yeah. Hadn't it gotten weird enough already?
Yeah. Just also called Just News.
So I hadn't watched, any news in years.
Yep.
Like, just refuse.
Yeah.
Refuse the news.
Yeah. Refuse the news.
Refuse the news. Like, come
Bo
on.
Chansey.
I'll read the headlines once a day and know whether or not there's something I need to be aware of. But I refuse the news. And I stumbled across the news. And I watched it, and I'm back to refuse the news.
Refuse the news.
Because it's just weird. It's like, what in the world?
I feel like I'm going to be at a protest later on, and I'm going to hear the chant, refuse the news.
Refuse the news.
Refuse the news. Because it is. I heard it the other day, Bo. It's like you're looking at a jungle, and they've got a flashlight, and they're showing you what to look at in the jungle, right? And it's like, well, how did you choose that we're going to look at
Which, by the way, I do want to be crystal clear.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not anti-journalist.
Right, absolutely.
Extremely. I do want to make that, because there has been some movements out there, like journalists are bad people or something. I don't think that at all. I think free press is absolutely essential to our current.
For sure.
The current governmental setup that we have.
Yeah.
You gotta have a free press.
That's right.
Super important.
Right. And we had to say that, or we would be shut down. No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
Sweet.
Yep.
All right. Do you want to do a little verse of the day?
Absolutely.
All right. We got a verse of the day. Today is from 2 Corinthians chapter 4, verse 17. It says, "For our light and momentary troubles are achieving for us an eternal glory that far outweighs them all." Mm-hmm. I'll read it again. "For our light and momentary troubles are achieving for us an eternal glory that far outweighs them all." All right, Drew, Chris, what jumps out at you there?
Light and momentary troubles.
All righty.
I think because sometimes just a trouble in and of itself to that person doesn't feel so light and momentary.
Absolutely not.
Yeah. And so, but then to bring that to the phrase that's in that text, the eternal glory, like to contrast those two that the verse is doing there, it's like putting in perspective, the temporal versus the eternal. But,
yeah, I think perspective is a key word there. If I think about that, that is not to say that your troubles aren't real.
Right.
Because, it's something that I believe is really important to acknowledge. A trouble is a trouble is a trouble.
Yeah.
And when you're in trouble, it's troubling.
Yeah.
And they can feel very heavy and very much like the end of your world.
Yeah.
And not only feel that way, but in some ways it can be that, because if we've made something our world and now that is ending, like a relationship or something of that, or our job or our finances or anything like that, if that's been our world and now that's coming to an end, then it's a really big deal. But one of the ways that from a perspective that I've looked at this and thought about this over the years is like when my children were really small and something was like taken away from them, because it was dangerous, they would throw a fit and be very upset because they really wanted that, and that was something that they thought they just had to have. And in that moment, that was a very big deal. Now I had the perspective that, that's going to harm you, and as your parent, we need to remove that. And so this is actually better for you, but they didn't have that perspective yet. And then working with students and stuff, knowing that like a middle school relationship with a breakup, that feels like the end of the world, because in some ways it is.
Yeah.
Now having a perspective of an adult who's been through that, to say, no, this is okay, walk with you through that, I think. And then just through life, God does have that eternal perspective, a loving Father who, when we go through these, we are aware that there is something greater for us, a greater hope.
Yep. It's true that, in the long-term perspective, like if somebody is, there's a song out there, Bo, right now that's about someone getting their driver's license and now driving past someone's house that they had previously been in a relationship with and wishing that maybe they could ride together. And it's like, it seems such like it's the whole world, but it's like, you're going to drive past this house and then you're going to go to another place and you're going to have a meet cute with somebody else, and it's going to be fine, right? And maybe you don't even have a meet cute. Maybe you find another passion or purpose in your life, and you're going to be okay. It's in the eternal perspective, you're going to be fine.
Yeah. If I do think it matters that
there is a conditional. You're right.
Well, yeah. If this like be an heir, right? That we are adopted sons and daughters of the King, and that's where our identity is. The more that we live that out and understand that we have a very good Father who has chosen us and who does care for us and is in control and does have authority. And whatever it is that we're facing, we're not facing it alone.
Right.
We are with Him. And there's such power in that to trust Him. And that doesn't mean that the pain's not real. The troubles are real.
Yeah.
Absolutely. But there is an eternal glory that far outweighs them all.
Yeah.
And so we go through life trusting God and not quitting on life, because I think that's part of the thing is sometimes we want to check out and quit. That pain avoidance thing, that, well, I'm not going to try anymore. I'm not going to love anymore. We disengage from everyone around us or put up our defenses, these walls, where, we're constantly driving people away. Yeah. As opposed to being willing to step into the risk of the relational risk that is involved in every relationship.
You're sparking something in my head right now that, so my youngest, Cal, he lives a bit of a rambunctious lifestyle. Yeah. He's a pretty active kid. And
the only time I ever saw him get into a car, it was through the sunroof.
That's a true story. Okay, same kid. Yeah. Okay. And so he had a couple bangs right in a row. Like it was fell on the ice. The ice is pretty slick right now, and fell on the ice.
Ice is always pretty slick. Might want to give you a heads up there. It doesn't really lose its slipperiness.
And so, fell, then there was a scratch involved. Somehow he fell, and then his brother kneed him in the eye. And so we're having this conversation, black eye, having this conversation. And it's interesting because you can go, well, these wounds are very real, but buddy, can I show you? Like when I was your age, I fell at SeaWorld, and I got this big, scar here, and then I got this scar here. And it's like I can testify that these wounds will heal, right? Now, it doesn't negate that you still need to put Neosporin and you got to take care of it and all this stuff, but I've been a little further down the road, and I can tell you that wounds do heal over time. And it's some of that perspective to be able to kind of talk with him through. And so you're sparking that in my head of by his wounds we are healed. He has done the work. Jesus has gone before us, and now the scars that I bear are his scars. And that allows me to work forward in life. I don't know. It's interesting.
That's cool.
Yeah.
How'd you fall at SeaWorld?
So Shamu had just done the thing. Everything's wet.
Everything.
I mean, we're wet and all the things. And as a kid, you like to. You get in between two things and you swing, you do a little swinging. Well, that's difficult when it's wet. And so I just whoop and went face forward into the concrete, busted my chin, ruined the vacation.
Why did it ruin the vacation?
Parents were like, it's time to go. I mean, because there was, we were pretty much done anyway. We had done everything that we were set to do.
You might not have remembered the vacation otherwise.
Yeah.
It would have just been another thing.
Yep. But I do remember that. It was very, very tragic for a little 5-year-old. I still to this day am pretty upset with Shamu. So we'll work through it.
Okay.
Yeah.
It was a whale of a story.
That was a whale of a story.
It was a killer whale of a story. Had to get one in there.
Yeah, no. Not every story is so black and white.
That's
true.
I mean, that's true.
All right. Here I am blubbering on.
They should really put a seal around that whole thing so that water doesn't come out.
You're right. You're right.
Okay.
You're right, Bo.
All right. Mm-hmm. All right. We're coming to the calendar page.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Some days I take exception with it. Some days I think it delivers. Mm-hmm. I want to give credit where credit is due.
Yep.
All right. So today we've got to get inspired.
Ooh, okay.
Get inspired. You like to get inspired.
I love to be inspired.
This is Inspiration Station here.
Yeah.
That was not a good train.
Wait, here. It's this. Inspiration Station.
Right now it is.
Yeah.
But not for long.
Not for long.
Not for long, because we got a Susan B. Anthony quote.
Whoa!
We've learned a lot about Susan B. Anthony.
We have.
On This Is the Day.
Yeah.
We got a quote by her. She said, "Cautious, careful people, always casting about to preserve their reputations, can never affect a reform."
Okay.
I'll read it again.
Okay.
Cautious, careful people, always casting about to preserve their reputations, can never affect a reform.
Interesting. Okay.
I think it's true.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of truth in that. Yeah, when we are always worried about what everybody's going to think. And now I think to be respectful of other people, I'm a big proponent and where people are coming from and to listen, but if we're so concerned about preserving our own reputations, if that's our primary goal, then that's what we'll get.
Yeah.
If our primary goal is to spark needed change, well then that's a different thing.
Yeah.
There may be some toes stepped on along the way there.
Yeah.
I think now as a follower of Jesus, to do that with gentleness and respect and graciously is super important. But you'll certainly ruffle some feathers along the way.
Yeah, because you talk, and it's interesting, I've thought a lot about it, like that personal kingdom building versus putting our energies into building his kingdom. So I think, the question I have then is like, what are we actually trying to reform? Like, are we actually putting energies into what he's trying to reform, like his kingdom here on earth as it is in heaven, like, or am I trying to make something right for my certain demographic or, positioning myself? I don't, these are good questions to ask before I put energies into a reform.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And on an individual level, like you and me or an individual person, as you follow Jesus and you're seeking him, are you really seeking to build his kingdom, and seek his righteousness and what he's about? That is foremost as a follower of Christ. Now, with that though, like in the social reform side of things, there are many things socially that do need to be reformed. And important changes have happened and are happening, and Susan B. Anthony was one who was involved, like in the women's suffrage movement and the anti-slavery movement,
for sure,
abolitionist movement for sure, and had a major voice in that. Now, as such, she was called all kinds of names, and people who might have even agreed on some level with what she was saying oftentimes would have said, I don't agree with how she's saying it, potentially. And I would say that tends to be part of the gig. We can see that now. Now, my caution for anybody is if you're using that as a license to be rude, to be a jerk, to be mean-spirited, to write off other people or to destroy other people, now you've stepped into sin. Yeah. And that's a problem as well. But also to say that when somebody or there is a group that is pushing for needed reform, you might not always like everything that's happening there, but moving the needle and what needs to happen, there, I think as people, I would want us to give grace there to say this is hard and this is a difficult thing, to change. And as that happens, to give grace to go, what's being said is important, and so to give some leeway there to go. I may not agree or understand this particular method, but it has merit in what it's trying to accomplish.
Yeah. I tend to try to just find myself surrounded around people that I completely agree with. So I think that's where I kind of avoid some of these. I'm just kidding. But to actually continue to train ourselves into listening with other people. Yeah.
I'll speak personally to this because I'm happy to say this. As I over the years have really tried personally to live that out, what I found is a whole lot less angst, fear, anxiety. I think a healthier perspective, I hope, and one that does allow me to engage with a far broader spectrum of people, as you say, to listen and respect and care and learn. I learn a lot. And then I'm also hopefully a lot less reactionary when something different is happening.
Yeah.
And then going, if I'm having a reaction there, okay, time out, what is this? What's happening here? How much of this is on me and my personal baggage and what I'm experiencing versus then going into attack mode. And my life's just, I feel like it's a lot more peaceful and enjoyable.
Yep. That's a good word.
Sweet.
That's a good word.
Thanks, Susan B.
Yes.
Susie B.
You know who's moving the needle forward?
Okay. Who?
The Space Needle.
The Space Needle.
Is an astronaut that I saw.
There's an astronaut.
Recently at Planet Fitness.
Okay.
I have a quick video of this astronaut.
Yeah.
Let's check this out. We just missed this on top. I was trying to...
That was fantastic.
I'm just so encouraged.
So an astronaut on another planet.
An astronaut on another planet, the planet of fitness. Wow. Yes, I'm just so encouraged that we are seeing more advancement in space travel.
Yes, yes.
Space, Do
you know what galaxy the planet of fitness is located in?
I don't.
No.
No. It's definitely not the Milky Way.
Decidedly not.
Decidedly not. No, I don't.
Okay.
I don't.
Yeah.
I thought you were setting me up for something.
No, I just didn't know if you knew.
Oh, man. Are we supposed to reveal who made that video?
I think we should. It's part of our crew.
Yeah, it's part of our crew. Sally had this idea. She had access to a really cool helmet, bought an astronaut costume, and went to Planet Fitness.
Well, the
made
funny
it
thing
happen.
is, was that an astronaut costume, or was it one of those fitness suits that you wear to sweat in?
I'm not totally sure.
Because that would make it even better if it was just
the
fitness suit that looks like an astronaut suit.
And everybody's like, yeah, she's just trying to. Yeah, he's trying to sweat it out.
COVID. Got the helmet on.
COVID.
Going to the gym for the first time. That's the way to do it right there.
Oxygen tanks. Oh, man. Okay. That was fantastic. I loved every minute of it.
Yeah, me too.
Okay.
Me too. Enjoyed that. Loved every minute of it. All right. We have another calendar that gives us a national day to celebrate. Yep. And I hesitate to even, and I have reasons.
Yeah.
I'm really kind of troubled by this. Mm-hmm. It's National Panda Day.
Panda. Panda. I love pandas. I like pandas.
You want to know? Well, that's fine. I like pandas too. I'm not anti-panda.
I thought you were anti-panda.
I'm not anti-panda. It's just, the pandas, they've been trying to get this national day for years. Yeah. And I'm just tired of their pandering.
I remember when they, when they revolted, and there was like a pandemonium at the National Day headquarters.
It was really really tough. And then when they relocated them all to Panda Mall, that was that was like, okay, I'm not sure that that's the best climate for them.
That's not the best climate. Don't go to Panda Mall. Go to Panda Mall Beach. I don't know. I'm so sorry. That's the exact same.
We've taken too long. Let's do the Panda Express and get through this.
I remember being at that San Diego Zoo and waiting in line to see the pandas. So excited.
Oh yeah,
so excited.
They're such an active group.
Mom, he's eating a leaf.
Yeah, look at him. Is that eucalyptus?
Is that eucalyptus?
Is that eucalyptus? Bamboo?
Bamboo. What do you got there, buddy? Yeah. Bo, you've seen the Wildlife Federation?
Yeah, World Wildlife Federation.
Yeah, World Wildlife. So I recently saw their logo, and I thought it was interesting. I created a graphic here.
Okay.
Because it's the WWF.
That's right. That's right.
Which I don't know if this joke really even works anymore, because is the WWF even a thing?
The World Wrestling Federation.
Yeah,
the WWF is a thing. It's the World Wildlife Federation.
That's right.
And they got a panda logo.
Panda logo. That's right. Okay. Fair enough.
You made a panda ring.
Yeah, I made a panda. I made the wrestling. And they wrestle. The pandas wrestle.
Why do they call it a ring when it's a square? Rings are usually round.
Oh, good point.
That's tough.
That's tough.
Yeah.
That's tough. They should be. It should be circular. I'm so sorry.
Okay.
You mentioned Panda Express. This is the last thing I'll say about pandas. That place Express is not the word that I would use for Panda Express.
Was it slow?
It's slow.
We got one in Nashua.
Okay, look out.
Well, I know big things are happening. Like
big thing.
I'm gonna just shout it out, man. We got like a Popeyes in Manchester now. You got a Panda Express.
Come on.
Showed up in Nashua.
Yes.
Yeah, before long, we may have a Sonic in New Hampshire.
That's right.
Look out.
Look out. We got the commercials.
People are like, what's a Sonic? What's a Sonic?
I'll just drop this in there. Sonic Ice.
Oh, it's the best ice.
It's the best ice in the planet.
The Sumstress,
bought
an ice maker that sits on the counter that makes Sonic Ice.
Yes, you have to.
Yeah, because we can't get it here.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
Okay.
Okay.
We're gonna do a little Trivial Pursuit?
That's right.
Okay. 6 questions on a Trivial Pursuit card. I'm gonna guess it all 6. I want you to guess it all 6. You get all 6 right, we'll give you a congratulatory Pop Rocks from the Fun Dip Box. Mail them to you, maybe even a nasty note.
That's right.
We have the original 1981 edition and the 40th anniversary, oldest and newest, and you pulled new.
I went new.
Okay.
Okay.
Here we go.
Blue?
Blue, geography.
Okay. With over 35 million residents, what is the most populous city in the world?
The most populous city.
Most populous city. With over 35 million residents. Most populous city in the world.
Mm-hmm. Wow. Got to be somewhere in Asia, would be my guess. Maybe not, though. Most populous city in the world.
In the world.
35 million, that's a lot.
I know it.
I was going to go Asia, but now I changed my mind. Should I go Asia?
My mind went to Asia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My answer is Hong Kong.
Tokyo.
Tokyo. Damn,
Tokyo.
Between those two.
Listen, Japan is an island, right?
I know, that's why I went Hong Kong.
That's
I thought
a
maybe
lot
there's
of
a little more
people.
land. Is
I feel
Hong
like
Kong an island too? I don't know.
No. No, I think it's okay. It's okay.
It's not okay.
It's not okay.
It's not okay. Next.
Pink.
Pink Entertainment.
What is the full name of Australian boy band 5SOS? What is the full name of Australian boy band 5SOS?
Oh.
I've never even heard of this.
The 5 Saints of Surfing.
Oh, man. Final answer?
Yeah.
5 Seconds of Summer.
I knew that.
5 Seconds of Summer.
Come on. Come on. I never heard the SOS. I'd only heard the 5 Seconds of Summer.
Okay.
I didn't know that. Who's abbreviating
Who's
this?
abbreviating? Okay.
Who approved that?
Yellow.
Yellow. History.
Which sought-after snack took 8 months to return to shelves after its parent company, Hostess, declared bankruptcy.
Well,
Sought after snack.
Yeah.
8 months to return to shelves after its parent company Hostess.
I don't think it's the best of the Hostess
Declared.
snacks. I don't, personally. But my guess is the Twinkie.
That's right.
Oh.
That's correct. I used to be addicted to the Twinkie.
No, you weren't.
Yeah.
Like, did you go to rehab?
Rehab. Twinkie rehab.
Twinkie rehab.
I did.
All
Yep.
right.
Yep. Purple.
Purple, art and literature.
Which musical shares a title with a Def Leppard song, but the song does not appear in its production? Musical shares a title with a Def Leppard song, but the song does not appear in its title or in its production.
Okay, I've already missed 2, so I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this.
Okay.
Pour some sugar on me.
Final answer?
Yeah.
It's Rock of Ages.
Rock of Ages.
Rock of Ages.
Oh, we're calling that a Def Leppard song.
I guess so.
Like there's not a hymn called Rock of Ages. That was around a long time and is known by way more people than that. Okay.
Nope. I guess not. Green.
Green, Science and Nature.
What is the name of the astronomical tool created over 1,000 years ago and used to compute time and the position of stars? It's an astronomical tool created over 1,000 years ago, used to compute time and the position of the stars.
I don't know.
Sally, you know this one?
She does.
Big into space, that one.
Sundial.
Final answer?
Yeah.
The astrolabe. The astrolabe. From the Greek, literally meaning star taking. Astrolabe.
Lane.
Orange.
Orange. Sports and leisure.
Which quarterback set the all-time mark for most passing touchdowns in an NFL career in 2014? Quarterback set the all-time mark for most passing touchdowns in an NFL career in 2014.
Drew Brees. This would have been later.
2014.
Peyton Manning.
Peyton Manning is correct. Correct. Drew Brees.
He has more now
Right.
than Peyton did. It was the year that
He didn't die, he's retiring.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, he out.
He out. Okay, man.
Okay, well.
A little bit of a tough card. Astrolabe?
Yeah, there were
Okay.
a few I didn't know. If you got all 6 right, though, let us know.
Also, and Andy's mints are here. If you know Andy, let him know his mints are here.
Yeah, they've been here for a while.
They've been here for a
I'm
while.
not sure he's going to pick them up.
Yep. Just let Andy
I
know.
noticed there's fewer and fewer.
There's fewer. They're running out.
Andy.
Andy.
I mean, he's always losing things. You notice that?
Yep.
Like Woody.
Woody.
Couldn't keep up with him.
Yeah.
Buzz.
So much
Now
so
his mints.
they had to write his name on the bottom of their feet.
That's why they put him on the
That's why they
box
put him
and
on the.
mints.
Every one of them has his name on it.
I know. That kid.
That kid.
All right. Do a little every day with Jesus.
Every day.
All right, our daily devotion in 140 characters or less. Today's thought for the day says, "It is sad that arenas are packed to hear what our itching ears long to hear, while the kingdom's great message is often lost in the noise." And in 2 Timothy 4, verse 3, it says, "For the time will come when men will not put up with sound doctrine. Instead, to suit their own desires, they will gather around them a great number of teachers to say what their itching ears want to hear."
Okay.
I find this to be just increasingly true. And what's interesting is, in different times and different ways, I've thought about what our itching ears want to hear as a people. And one of the things I've discovered now, having preached in arenas
Oh no.
and talked about Jesus, always pointing to Jesus and the cross, and that He is for you, not against you, and God loves you, and His grace is sufficient, and an invitation, no matter who you are, no matter what you've done, no matter what's been done to you, to be a part of His eternal kingdom and His family, that He has a place for you, is what I guess I've noticed in greater degree is that religion and finding systems and ways where we can do this, we think we can do this based on our own merit, and we step out of grace into some kind of achievement-based thing where I am following like a new law, you know. And we step out of grace and, okay, Jesus is here, but then I'm going to step into this new law that become my rules and regulations, and this tells me who's in, who's out, and, you know, almost create our own religion. And our itching ears like that, because then it says, you're good enough and you can do it on your own, and you really don't need, to rely on grace.
Yeah.
And you know who's in and who's out and who's winning and who's losing. And that is a really tempting thing that creeps in, seeps in all the time. And in that noise, the good news, this great news, can really be lost.
That's right. That's right. And that you hear of the kingdom in the arena and then experience it out in the streets, you know.
Sure.
You can experience, and sometimes it is. You have to have ears to hear and eyes to see and truly lean in and listen.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
This is a good day to do that.
Yep.
This is the day.